Coach is back in the house, and
Man,
we have a lot to discuss, my brother.
Coach is back. Coach is back. Coach is back. Man, I feel like I've been on a run. I feel like, we done robbed the bank and I've been trying to be like Bonnie and Clyde. Without Bonnie, I've just been straight Clyde on the go.
Yeah.
But it's been good. I want to shout out to my girls, my varsity basketball team at St. Cecilia High School here in Nashville, finishing up their season into the district play, and we're very young. Girls, keep your head up. I know you watched the show, so I'm proud of each and every one of you guys. And the best part about it is we will all be back again. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you have been, I want to say, Coach of the Year, just making sure you show up for the girls. And you guys were without power for an entire week. So
right.
I just.
And there's some people right now, Val, I was driving around, believe it or not, and did some exercise and walking. We still got a few people 2 weeks in, still no power.
Still no power?
And the temperature, a week ago, last week, we were being displaced, trying to find a place to go, trying to find family and people to help you out, trying to figure out how we're going to get heat and gas in your house. And a week later, it's 77 degrees today. Welcome to Nashville.
Welcome to. Oh goodness, I have no idea.
Playing golf the next week, you know what I mean? That's just how it is.
Yeah, and I'm grateful that it got up to 46 degrees here in Chicago. So we're experiencing, I want to call it a
mild heat wave.
Yes, just it's mild. It's not going to be that long, but just mild. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yes.
But anyway, it is another edition of Interludes Extra Presents Talk on Tuesdays, which gets started right about now. It's another edition of Interludes Extra Presents Talk on Tuesdays, and I am excited to be back in the building with Coach Tony, and of course, Mr. Springer is in the building. Hey, Mr. Springer.
Hey, Springer, what's good, baby?
Hey, it's always good to see you. Oh my gosh, I'm sitting here making sure that I was checking in a little bit on the Olympics, and I said, you know what? We got to do our thing because them Olympics ain't going nowhere. They're going to be on for another solid 2 weeks doing their thing.
That's definitely. And what killed me, Val, I always look at the Olympics, and man, you talked about it earlier today, and it's about if you are an athlete or a family or mom, dad, the Olympics really show you why the real Olympics every 4 years is where the money is at. Because unfortunately, the Winter Olympics, those sports at most universities are not making NIL money. And that's why you were telling me earlier today about there's a few athletes that's got to pay their own way or get sponsorship. That goes to show you.
You got to make sure that you do that. You know what? I'm trying to make sure I get a little bit better about saying hello to folks that are watching us on Instagram. I see Darren and Jonathan Weeks.
Weeks, what's up?
Yeah, so I wanted to give you guys a shout out. Then, of course, Queen April is in the building. She's like, the Olympics are fire.
There you go. Now, April, while you watching, talking about they fire, do you like the Winter Olympics or do you like the big Olympics every 4 years?
Mm-hmm.
I want to know.
That's a good question for her. I want to make sure that I yell out. Oh, I forgot to do this. A DJ saved my life. Make sure you get a copy of it, a print copy of it. You go ahead and scan the QR code or go to purelighthousemedia.com/shop for it. I'm looking better in these photos. I'm like really happy about that. And then
There you go.
Patreon. What'd you say?
There you go.
And make sure to join our Patreon community for free. Get behind the scenes about podcasting tips and more. And of course, a lot of times I'm recording what me and Coach talk about after this situation. We call it the Purple Robe Diaries. Even though neither one of us might not be in a purple robe, we just.
I know I ain't been in no purple robe. It would burn me. I may be in a crimson and cream robe, but can't be in no purple robe. Nah.
Our affiliate sponsor. No purple for him. Our affiliate sponsor is Key Spot. Is that a fraternity that's purple?
Yeah, that's the Q Dogs.
Okay, yeah, no, that's not you. Okay, yeah, no. Our affiliate sponsor is Key Spot. Learn more about how to market your small business. Visit keyspot.com/free. And connect, share, and grow. And then, of course, the morning meetup. I've been having a blast with these guys. And some of those folks are joining us tonight.
Okay.
It's going to be a good time. But consistency is the only cheat code. That's the thing that we love to hear. Get your what do you call this? Your content posted and your business things going. You can join this community for only $19 a month. It was a little bit higher when I joined last year, but it doesn't matter. You just want to make sure that you do that. Scan the QR code and find out a little bit more on how you can get your business accountability on today for just $19 a month. All right, Coach Tony is here. He's got his own
hiatus. I've been gone. I'm back. Hey, y'all, listen. I've been running through the woods and through the water. I've been trying to get to the other side of the mountain. Right? It's been hard, but a brother been running. You know, as they say, Val, keep running, young man, keep running.
You got to make sure that you run. You got to make sure that you run. Go ahead and scan the QR code and start following the Pull Up Podcast Show on Instagram. And we appreciate you guys that's following us on Instagram right now.
Look at Val, cool picture. Look at Val, the cool picture.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So we have the Interludes _podcast, which a lot of you all are watching on over there. And then Val, the Voice Johnson, and that is there as well. So, and then also you want to visit Pure Lighthouse Media and get, email updates on what we're doing here on the week. So we're excited. April's excited. Coach Tony is back in the building. And I just want to find out a little bit more about what's been going on with you, sir.
Man, hey, I've been running like a slave that just got out. You know what I'm saying?
Where'd you get out from? That's the question. Where you running from?
From the field. You know, they break out from the field. Val, they go out, act like they're going to work in the cotton field or the cornfield today. And Master ain't looking. I'm going to take off to these fields right now. Man, it's been great. Again, we've been in undue circumstances, Val, and it's having to just take a week away for weather. And then, the life of a coach is just, you have to change on a dime when people tell you and when they instruct you to, because we have to get the rest of the season in. And then, sometimes that changes our life structure and what we're doing. And that's why I said, bless my girls, Val. We played 5 games in 6 days last week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They had 1 day off, which was Wednesday, then turned right around and had another game last night. So, for those that want to be next level athletes, these are some of the circumstances that you may have to cross sometime. You just got to be ready.
Oh my gosh. So like I said, that's the reason why Coach has been busy.
But trust me, I miss you guys on the show, and I was busy, but I wasn't gone. I'm watching Val behind the scenes, and a lot of times I'm, driving a little house on the prairie bus, but it's all good, trying to get from here to there. But I'm always keeping one eye on the show. So I'm letting you know that.
Yeah, because I did my best, Coach, and like I said, I'm gonna go up here and show it real quick. But from last night, we held the Pull Up Podcast show down, giving a little highlights on the Super Bowl. Wanted to make sure that I had all of the names right. I wanted to make sure I got the score right. I just want to get my props.
The team right.
I got the team right. Exactly. Want to make sure all those things. And April says, "God bless you, Coach," which is really sweet. I mean, that's a really wonderful thing. That's
my girl. April always checking to make sure I'm good anyway.
Which is really good, and it's just wonderful. So, before we get to what happened on Sunday, I want to talk about what happened on February 4th. It's Black History Month. All of the wonderful things. It's Black History Month, and then it's also love time. It's love time, Coach. Man, it's Valentine's Day. It's coming up on Saturday. Do you have something special for your girl?
I ain't got no girls. I got a kid. I ain't got no girls around here. I got Skylar and I got Olivia and all that. So I got the grandbabies. And I'm gonna try to give them something to do, and it's pretty good. But Valentine is really weird because of it's kind of like the extenuated Christmas or something like that in another part of the year. But yeah, I got the grandbabies, man. The grandbabies is loving me and all that, and be on vacation, next week, and it's gonna be good. I just want to kind of get away from the things that's been going on here in Nashville, because it's been such a pull on the last 10 or 12 days. It's been crazy. And just to kind of, I guess, get things clear, it was good.
Okay. I totally understand and get that. I totally get and understand that. Well, I have to let you guys know that there is a new film on Amazon Prime called Relationship Goals. I got a chance to check it out over the weekend, Coach, and I know you recognize one of those guys there. Do you recognize one of them? Do you recognize one?
Well, let me see. Is that Kelly Rowland?
Yeah, Kelly Rowland.
Okay. And of course, my guy Method cow, METHOD, man. METHOD, man. Ooh, yeah, get off my style. Don't start me up. That's my boy.
Well, since he's been acting, his thing is that I am going to make sure that you guys address me as who is this? You're going to address me as Cliff Method Man Smith. That's his full.
Are they dating?
Keep in mind that in real life, both of them are married to other people.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
They are both married to other people.
I saw I think I saw Gail, Good Morning America, do a interview with him and set him up, and they were just so playful with one another and laughing. I thought they were dating. So.
Oh, well, that means they had really good chemistry, and I really enjoyed the film. Two people I want to mention that's also in the film and playing kind of the best friend to Kelly Rowland's character is Robin Thede. Now April knows that name from the Black Lady sketch show, and she's been in the background a lot, but I like that her character Brenda Phelps comes to the forefront as an anchor, television anchor. And then Annie Gonzalez, she plays Therese Moore, and she's an excellent, what do you call that? Like comic relief to the tension and things that's happening between Kelly Rowland's Leah's character and Jarrett Roy, played by Method Man. So that's kind of the base of the cast right there. But I didn't mean to go that fast. The film is based on a book by Michael Todd. Have you ever heard of Michael Todd, Coach?
No.
Okay, so he's an evangelist pastor in Tulsa, Oklahoma at Transformation Church, and he wrote a book called Relationship Goals. In fact, I have the study guide right here. You see it? Yeah.
Oh,
So
copy already.
yeah, I got my copy. So Devon Franklin produced this film, and I have to let you guys know I really enjoyed this film. It was a light-hearted comedy, dealing with kind of that competitive edge. You have Method Man's character, Jared Roy. At one point, long time ago, him and Kelly Rowland's character, Leah, was involved in a relationship and it didn't work out. So what happens is that he comes, it's like they are working on a show like Good Morning America or like the Today Show, Coach, something like that. And he's brought on as a producer, and she thinks she's up for the job, but Jared comes but he says that this book, Relationship Goals, has changed his whole perspective, and he convinces other things happen, and he convinces the leaving showrunner that this is a good show, this is a good topic to talk about. And even Pastor Todd, he comes here. That's him and his wife, Natalie Todd. They make a cameo appearance in this at like a mock interview that Robin Thede does. But I really want you guys to check this out, because to me, this movie is just in time for the Valentine's Day. If you're into the Love Day, that's Pastor Todd and Natalie being interviewed on the Breakfast Club, Coach. They gave a really good interview. And I don't know if you've noticed this. Let me stop sharing. Do you know now all of the long form interviews are now on Netflix with?
Man, that's where it's going. That's why I'm trying to get up in there. That's exactly what I'm trying to get the pull up there, man. I'm watching my boy. My number one show is Jada and Fat Joe. You ain't up on it, you better get up on it.
And is it on? Has it made it to Netflix?
Number one. They number one. They all up on Netflix, and they the number one on YouTube. They ball.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. And April, she says, what streaming network Relationships Goals is on? It's on Amazon Prime. It's on Amazon Prime. So it's not on Netflix, but I really enjoyed checking this film out. I was gonna do the trailer, Coach, but I don't want to get a ding, so we'll leave that alone, because I think a couple of trailers that I've shown, we've gotten that copyright strike. So I'm like, no, we'll just show the pitches. So it started. It's streaming. It's fun watching watching Method Man play the straight man, and I'm talking straight man like, you know, he's not a rap artist or anything. He is doing his thing. And
he's straight to the movie industry right now. I mean, 150 Cent put him on the show and had him in with the show with Power series. He had a bad run. Do you remember he came back home to do a show in New York, and the young guys booed him? He's like, what the hell? You know who the hell I am? I'm Method Cow. M-E-T-H-O-D, man. And the young kid's like, I don't care. I don't know who you are, man. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, you know something? I never come back to New York, do a show again. I'm bounced back to LA, get back on the movie theater. So I think mentally he's grown past the rap industry, because those that know him and know what he's all about. And I think this is a brand new venture in his career, and he's doing well.
Yeah, so that's how that's gonna roll. All right, well, we're gonna get to our hot topic, but we'll do that right after this quick brief message. Here we go. Oh yeah, let me look at this. Oh yeah, let's watch you.
Hey, I'm Coach Tony, and this is the Pull Up Podcast Show. For every Monday, we break down the game quarter by quarter and give you information as well as break down the culture. Join us on the Pull Up Podcast Show.
Pull up. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. It's the Pull Up Podcast. Pull up. Bounce Val's the voice, and Coach Tony, you know, it's the Pull Up Podcast show. I said Val's the voice, and Coach Tony, you know, it's the Pull Up Podcast show.
All right. So you see the halftime show, Coach?
Man, bad busy, bad bizani, bad boozy, Bunny, walk the bunny. Let me tell you, and I'm gonna be able to break down. You know, you and I talked earlier about people not knowing what he was saying and the segments. I know exactly what he was talking about and how he came out. He had 3 parts to his show. People don't know that, and he had 3 messages inside the show. So
okay, so we'll get into that, but that I want to talk about some of the people that had some issues with what he had to say. So I want to make sure. Let me go ahead and play this. Megyn Kelly, she was on with Pierce Morgan, I think, yesterday. Boy. So I put this on my Facebook stories, and I was like, I got to make sure I share this on tonight. So this was kind of her thoughts on Benito performing. Let's take a listen.
I ain't calling no Benito. I don't know what they talking about.
It's a middle finger to the rest of America. Who gives a damn that we have 40 million Spanish speakers in the United States? We have 310 million who don't speak a lick of Spanish. This is supposed to be a unifying event for the country, not for the Latinos, not for one small group, but for the country. We don't need a Black national anthem. We don't need a Spanish-speaking, non-English performer, and we don't need an ICE or America hater featured as our primetime entertainment.
And that's why you the hell where you at. Don't worry about that. You should have gave up more than just the eye. Should have gave her the finger. Not the finger, but the finger. Because
this is what Roland Martin said after, because he played this on his show. But let me play this next clip.
You are one of the people, and this includes some of y'all Black people who sound like them white evangelicals. These white conservatives who was just losing it over this on yesterday. This from me, from my heart, deep in my soul, this is what I want to say to y'all.
Kiss my entire ass.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, Della Reese told you from the beginning, from the top to the bottom, the entire, not entire, like E-N-T-I-R-E, entire. You know what I'm saying? You got to break that down when you in the hood. But what pisses me off, that Megyn Kelly gonna have to come up and say, what the hell you got to do with the Black national anthem? You know, but it's so funny, you know, and I'm in the middle of the road, love everybody. You can see it. A lot of people that love me, but you got to understand, why can't we? They always say, can we all get along? So what's the problem? We got to sing the national anthem, but we can't sing the Black national anthem. I was just asking somebody about the Black national anthem, Val. Had no idea because I was working on some floors. Came in, and my girl of all people, Coco Jones, breaking it down. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And we should be in the position in this country to accept all, but you can't, because the majority who is so far to the right want to put their thumb on. Megyn Kelly can talk all this shit she want about, we don't care about the Hispanic, but the 47th cared about him when he needed that vote. He cared about him when he wanted to make sure stuff was getting counted. They cared about it when they wanted to make sure that they had everything in it to make sure they're going to be able to take control of DC. But the moment they did it, now there's a problem with them being represented at the Super Bowl. Come on, man.
All right. Well, you know what? I always like to make sure that I focus in on the positive sides of things. And one of the things, there were hundreds of great stories that came out of Tonita. Have you heard of Tonita? Do you know who she is? Tonita?
Not sure.
Not sure. Okay. Let me go ahead. Oh, I gotta change the banner. Let's change the banner right here. Okay, good. So she owns, I think, and let me make sure I get this correct because I brought this up. Let me play the clip. Let me do this first. So this was from the actual halftime show. Let me go ahead and play this. Here we go. Her name is Valerie, the person that posted it too. So let me stop sharing that because I think that was a little bit of Bad Bunny. This was something I did not know, Coach, because like I said, there were so many things happening with the halftime show. Tonita is someone who owns an I want to say it's a bodega. I have to get it's in Williamsburg. What she owns is in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. And Williamsburg, Brooklyn, I know this because I lived in Brooklyn for however long I lived there, has been gentrified. And he brought her on to kind of represent the culture of owning your own business. She had been there for decades. I'm going to get the exact name of it's like a social club or something that she owns, and I think she served Bad Bunny because I'm starting in the middle of all of the things that was kind of represented in the show, very similar to when we just had to kind of pull back what we were learning from Kendrick. And I think in the chat we even saw, who said this, Jay, she says, got them praying for Kendrick. No, they didn't like Kendrick either. They didn't like Kendrick either. And April said that Coco Jones did a great job. Love and respect. The thing she did, the homage to Whitney Houston. So, yeah. Okay, so now I'm just going to go to you and I'm going to get the information about Tonita. But, Coach, your thoughts on the halftime show?
Come on.
I need to hear it. What you got?
I'm a DJ, ain't
I? Yeah, you are.
So I love it. I got this. I don't give a damn. First of all, let me rewind the situation. Here's what's funny. So I put a few people on blast. The 47 don't want to watch him. And he pulled out Kid Rock. So Kid Rock, they showed it today that Kid Rock did his show, Quasi-Qua, that's supposed to be the halftime show for the far right, seriously far right, but yet and still Kid Rock did a show, Val. He wasn't even in sync with the damn words because he was doing what? He was Milli Vanilli and fools, right?
He was lip syncing.
And he not only didn't in sync and couldn't get everything together, wasn't nobody watching, but the 47 was watching who? Bad Busy. He's watching Bad Busy. He's watching Bad Bunny. Why? Because he knew he had to make a comment. And then he had his homeboy, Left Eye, Sleepy Eye, McConnell, sitting up in the joint with him, and they both watching together, probably sipping on a little bourbon, whatever, do what you got to do. But when Bad Bunny came to do the halftime show, we remember a few weeks ago, Val, he talked about, possibly doing the show in Spanish. And some people had a problem with that. Other people didn't have a problem with that. Some people talked about, maybe he'll do it half and half. He came back a few weeks prior and said, I might do it half and half. Then he came back and told Gail on Good Morning America, now, you know something? I'm not doing anything half and half. So all I want you guys to do is come to the Super Bowl or turn your TVs on and just be ready to dance. And so he gave you 3 different contexts. He opened up high energy. Because it's kind of like that old DOC track, high energy flowing. Don't make me start. But he had opened up like that. He had to get the energy because he knew at that point, Val, right? All eyes on me, right? Take a cut from Tupac. all eyes on Bad Bunny. We got to see what this dude gonna do. So he came out straight with the hot energy, smashing them with Tito Mi Pregano, right? Doing everything he has to do. Then as he made his move through the crowd, once he knew he had the crowd, the cameras were moving, everything else, then he kind of got to the middle section, kind of like a victory lap. That's when the message dropped. He dropped the message in the middle. And people, when he gave the cat with the ring who got on his knee to his girl, he went by the taco joint and all that. And I just loved it, Val. I mean, we're gonna continue to break this down as we talk. So I'm not gonna put all my stuff out here right now, but I thought, one, he broke a record, the longest Hispanic artist to ever come on the Super Bowl and sing the entire performance in Spanish. And the viewership was only a few million under Kendrick Lamar last year. So if you
it's actually over. It's actually a little bit over.
They said it was a little under. I just pulled and they said
I'll bring up the numbers since you mentioned that. I'll go.
They said it was a little under, but either way it go. Either way it go. He's the number one performing artist worldwide right now. So how can you hate that? I mean, you want us to love country, right? People want us to love rap. You want us to love rock. Everything's got a genre. So does Latino music. He got that bounce. He just came with the bounce, babe.
He did. Yeah, he sure did. All right, let me make sure that I go ahead.
Seahawks uniform on. Maybe that helped everybody.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, and like I said, I think it's just disturbing.
That it was gonna catch his record. I don't know. Val gonna pull them numbers still, but we're gonna see.
Oh yeah. So let me go ahead and do that because I'm sitting here wanting to make sure that I got that information. And the other thing is that there was just a lot of symbolism in the show. And when I say symbolism, it was just like I said, I literally had to lean very, very hard on my Latino brothers and sisters, and they did not disappoint. So this is Rock Nation. Rock Nation is usually, they have been presenting and doing things since I want to say 2019.
Yeah, Jay-Z, he's just making fat checks. That's all.
Exactly. So this is how it's going for the Super Bowls. In 2020, this was before the pandemic. You had who is this? You had Shakira. Yeah, I remember her, and Jennifer Lopez. They were at 103 million. 2021, it was 96.7 million. That was The Weeknd. The performance that won an Emmy, that was Dr. Dre Presents. Snoop Dogg, Eminem, 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar. That was 103.4 million. In 2023, it was just Rihanna, 121 million. Usher, 2024, 123.4 million viewership. Last year with Kendrick Lamar, 133.5, and just a little bit more, 135.4. That is Bad Bunny.
Well, I'm not going to dispute and argue, but I'm flat reading right now. Quotation. The game this year averaged about 125 million, down 2.2% from last year's 128 million. Strong but not record-breaking from last year's show and or numbers. You can look at the numbers and also the viewerships from the Hispanic Latino market. They were record-breaking, but the overall record numbers for the actual Super Bowl was down 2.2%. That's what I just looked at. But at the end of the day, it don't matter, Val. We still had over 125, 130 million people looking at the show, right?
Exactly. And guess the famous people that were hanging out. Guess who are the famous people that were hanging out in the show?
Everybody.
Unpaid dancers.
Everybody.
A lot of people, everybody is standing right there taking the picture.
Right.
That's Jessica Alba on one end, and that's Cardi B on the other end.
And you know, all those people right there, Val, they're not getting in the White House. They gotta wipe their feet before they come in the door. Nope. Go back outside. You didn't wipe your feet. Come on back in. You know, that's that crowd right there. But you know, you mentioned something a moment ago, and it's great. You know what's so cool? I like Jay-Z has another problem on his hand, and that is it's so cool. That's why I wish I was working with Rock Nation sometime. That when the Super Bowl is over, they spend 364 days, or maybe 330 days, or 300 days of going out getting the next Super Bowl ready. And since he's taken over, the one thing you've said, he has not disappointed the acts. I don't give a damn what kind of symbolism, right, the artist is bringing and what they're trying to talk about. The acts that he has brought the masses, and everyone sitting in Super Bowl seats have partied, jammed, glad that they were there, and all of that. It's always going to, you know, it's the old saying, Val, if you don't have the haters, you ain't growing, right? Gotta have the haters up there. You gotta have the haters. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't growing. You ain't even working hard if you ain't got no haters.
Now, Dave is saying that Michael Jackson back in the day, there was 133.4 million views for Michael Jackson.
I don't think so, Dave. Not way back then.
I don't think so. I don't know if that many people were born by that. I don't know. I'm being funny. I don't know.
You know, it was.
I don't necessarily know.
I don't think Prince was. Michael broke some shit, but I think Prince outdid Michael, so I don't think they did them numbers like that.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing. I want to make sure that I give a shout out. The most pleasant thing that I saw from the halftime show was to see my old friend from Menudo, Ricky Martin.
Oh, Ricky, hey,
pretty Ricky.
And you know what? I was holding, you know, he slowed up. Come on, everybody with the big bum.
That's not him. No.
No, that's not.
Living la vida loca.
I know that's not him. I'm not saying that that's Ricky. I said the only thing they were missing is my girl. What I said. I know that. Yeah, I know that shit. I know that ain't the Congo ain't Ricky. That's my girl.
Yeah, because I was just getting ready to say, but here's the important thing. Here's the important reason why Ricky was there. Now he was singing he did two of Bad Bunny's songs, and the one thing that I will say is there was one, I cannot pronounce it, but it was the other one, Lo que lo pasó a Hawaii, and it means what happened to Hawaii. In the context of Bad Bunny's song that came out last year, refers to a protest against gentrification, over tourism, and the displacement of locals. Like I think in one part of the lyric, he says, you know, you're going to let what happened to grandma happen to you guys, and using Hawaii's historical colonization as a warning for Puerto Rico. So I was like, what? So
I got a question.
What you got? Okay.
G, I see you checking in. April, I see you checking in. Dave, you checking in. Springer, throw this out because I really want to know. Really want to know.
Okay, what you really want to know?
And I'm going to let you answer this and stir the fire. This country is made up of how many different ethnicities?
Well over 100. Well over 100.
So
easy.
Why is there an issue that every time we do something in this country, it either has to be country music, it either has to be rap music, rock and roll, R&B. Why do we not have the ability? That's why music is music. Because if as far as I used to remember, they say music does what, Val? Soothes the what?
The savage?
No, soothes the soul.
Music the soul. There we go.
Soul. So if music soothes the soul, then I don't have to be a country music lover. I don't even like country, you know. That's what I can say. I do like country music. I'm just using this for example, people. But if I don't like country, I don't like country. If I don't like rap, I don't like rap. If I don't like hip hop, whatever it may be. So when we get an opportunity to listen to artists, right, who are performing and they're giving a great message, why not allow those artists, or who are the biggest artists of that particular time of the year, perform and do their thing? And I thought Bad Bunny did a great job because, one, he didn't talk about nobody, right? He didn't try to pull, go to the polls and vote this way and that way. He didn't do that.
No. Well, the thing of it is, if you heard what Miss Megyn Kelly said, she called him a what do you call that? An ice hater.
Yeah, why? Why? Because Megyn Kelly ain't getting the hell beat out of her folks. Megyn Kelly ain't going to no damn neighborhood watching no white people getting beat over the damn head. She ain't watching no white folks get shot in the back until they shot my man a few weeks ago, and then everything turned on its top, because then the Republicans and everybody started saying, hold on now, wait a minute. We killing Americans. We killing the wrong Americans. Something's got to go. But until that happened, they said nothing.
Yeah, and let me make sure that I point this out before I forget about it. Now, Lady Gaga made an appearance, and there was an actual wedding that happened. I got to get that picture, Coach. But there was an actual wedding, and it revealed to Lady Gaga. Now, if you notice, look at the color of her dress.
Yep,
and the rose and another ornament there, kind of representing the original Puerto Rican flag. You see that?
Yep.
I want to make sure that let me take the comments with. You see that?
Like red cream and then but people had to read. People didn't know that, because that's that. You know what that is, Val? That's that subliminal message, like the same thing that Kendrick Lamar dropped when he put that flag and he had the Crips and the Bloods together.
Exactly.
Come on, man. Don't talk to me.
Exactly. And now I gotta let me stop sharing, because I need to. I see April said in 1993 Michael Jackson performed one of the most legendary Super Bowls in 1993, and she said it drew 133.4 million US viewers.
Okay. Well, I didn't know Mike dropped like that.
I didn't know that.
Hey man, you want to be starred in something, April? You want to be starred in something? I see.
And Dave says the reason is people want a certain narrative of how America is portrayed.
Exactly, Dave. But the problem is this, Dave. When we go out of this country, do you know last year, Dave, this past summer, that in some of the countries around the world, Americans were considered terrorists? That's how we were portrayed. We were big in our own country, but once we leave and go to Europe and go to all these other countries, we're the only country, Val. Don't know how many times you've gone out of the country. And I've gone multiple times with Coach Travis and different things like that, vacation, doing basketball. When I leave and I go out of the country in Europe, they call themselves Europeans, right? But they go to the South America, they're Latinos, right? But when we come to the U.S., we are the only one that separate. They're white Americans, they're Black Americans, whatever it is. We break that up in such a disdain notice that in America, you're going to know who you are and I'm going to know who I am. And I think that is so disdain. And that's why the younger generation, what's this generation? Is it generation Gen Z?
Yeah, Gen Z, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why they grow up completely different. A lot of people say they're so disrespectful because those kids are not growing up with color. They're growing up with music. They're growing up with technology. And those who understand the same technology and those kids who understand the same music, they're talking the same language. I know that, Val, because I'm with them every day.
I know. And I want to make sure that I point out that I didn't understand any of I didn't take Spanish. I took French in high school. So I'm literally beating myself up. I should have took Spanish. But here's the thing, when there have been over 7 to 10 acts that weren't from America that performed on the Super Bowl stage. Now, U2 is not from America. The Rolling Stones is not from America, and they've done that. Enrique Iglesias is not from America. And here's the thing. Let me remind you. Let me go back to the other picture here. Puerto Rico, for everyone who don't remember or don't know, Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. What?
Bumping right there. What? For real, Val? When did they get a piece of land? Did we get that land in them last week? Because I don't remember Puerto Rico being a piece of the U.S. That's stupid as hell.
And I think that this is what I was thinking, is that I wanted to kind of dig into the history of Puerto Rico because of what I saw with Bad Bunny's performance. It wasn't the music for me, it was the history. I didn't know. And here's the thing, is it being taught in history classes? No.
Are we being taught because Black history had been taken out?
We ain't gonna get on Black history right now. Exactly. I'm just talking about the halftime show. We ain't gonna, that's another sore thing right here. And I think someone mentioned someone's defending Megyn Kelly. Often mentions Black Americans being killed. She recently reported that Black juveniles are shot at 100 times the rate of white juveniles. And she also reported that Blacks aged 10 to 21 are killed by drive-by shootings. That doesn't matter. She had such an angry disdain for the Spanish being sung or being performed, and she said this America is supposed to be for Americans. And here's the thing: Bad Bunny, who was born in San Juan or born in Puerto Rico, is American. He's American. And the beautiful thing he did on last night, I mentioned this on the Pull Up podcast show. Janita was in, Janita, she's from JP Psalm. She is from Bermuda. She said she saw her flag. A couple of people from Grenada, from Trinidad, Dominican Republic, from Trinidad. They said, because they said they did all of their. He started mentioning every single country, just about from the South American tip all the way up. And I finally caught on when I heard United States and Canada, and I was like, oh, he just mentioned all of the things.
So let me give you this narrative, and I'm gonna read it verbatim. And this may catch you, maybe you don't know. So it's that Bad Bunny brought home the victory lap. And the narrative that he brought it home was called what? Monaco. Do you know that
Monaco? Yes.
So in the Monaco, he basically was giving a snippet saying, as he was looking into the camera, and he said, he believe in yourself. Because as a kid, he never thought that he would ever perform at the Super Bowl. You got to remember, just a few years ago, this brother was super broke, working at a grocery store, doing some things.
At a grocery store. In fact, that part, and before you go any further, I want to make sure that I play that clip. Let me do that. I made sure I posted it on my I posted it on my Facebook. Let me make sure I do this. Here we go. Now, the closed caption is I think it's in English. So, yeah, and D James, I used to work with her. She put this on her IG and Facebook. That's his name.
Y si hoy estoy aquí en el Super por 60, es porque nunca dejé de creer en mí. Tú también deberías de creer en ti. Para más de lo que pienso.
I mean, now if I knew he was saying that, would have been hype.
He about to be one of the most broke down artists ever. He about to be streamed. He may damn near go up Taylor Swift type territory after this.
Yeah, I know.
So it said that he was saying in this last closing message right there that as he had the percussionist coming on, Pereiro, and basically he was breaking it down and everything. He was basically saying He was yelling, "God bless America." Then in Spanish, "I'm remaining a Latino. The countries of the United States and everyone else is in love." Visualed it back today. I love you and I love everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it
So
ain't like the brother came with no bad message. And that's what I like about let me give somebody the biggest kudos.
Who are you giving the big kudos to?
Who do you, but I'm not going to give you the answer. Who do you want to give the biggest kudos to why this went off the way that it did? And I'm going to put that in the audience, put that in the message before I give the answer. Who gets the biggest kudos for making sure the Bad Bunny and everything got the way that it did? Who get the biggest kudos of everybody? Somebody tell me.
That's a very, very good question. Before we get to that answer, let me just show this was taken, I think, after the performance. That's Bad Bunny in between Lady Gaga and Ricky Martin. He was very appreciative of them agreeing to actually perform. I wasn't saying it was them. I was saying
no. I was playing. I was reacting to Dave. Nope, not Jay-Z Dave, but that's a good look.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. It sounded like you were saying nope to me. I'm not looking at the comments. Let me bring them back up. But no, I was just putting this up here because he got very emotional. There's other videos of him hugging Ricky because Ricky, he's my age, so and he's aged well. And they showed a picture. Tony, they showed a picture of Ricky Martin and Kid Rock. Kid Rock and Ricky Martin were both born in 71. Guess who looked older?
Kid Rock looked like he retired 44 years ago.
Okay, so get to so Dave thinks it's Jay-Z.
Yep,
and she thinks it's
Rock
Nation.
Jill, thank you, Jill, but it's not Rock Nation.
Not Rock Nation.
Nope.
Okay, and Jay also said she shot down the Megyn Kelly.
Right. Yeah. I'm with you.
She's credibility. Yeah.
Who do you think, Bad? So they thought it was with Jay. Jill thought it was Rock Nation. Who do you think?
That's a very good question. I am going to go with the NFL. The commissioner, the main dude.
Bingo. Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell is the number one reason. Why is that? Because he could have took the threat from 47 and he could have put Kid Rock and No Name Nobody who did shit and put him on the stage, and it would have been the worst Super Bowl ever. But Roger Goodell did it the right way. And he came out and said, I don't think that Bad Bunny is going to bring a bad show. And I think he's going to deliver a great message. And thirdly is, I ain't going to get punked by you bitches around here. I ain't doing that. I'm going to sit straight and I'm going to focus and I'm going to allow this artist to be the artist. And he didn't get punked, Val. He did not run from anything at all. Roger Goodell stood his grounds and said, we're going to roll with Bad Bunny unless I see something. And oh, by the way, I had a conversation with Bad Bunny and I like what he thought about the message and he's going to stay on point. And he did just that. So hats go off, Commissioner. Salute.
Yeah. And like I said, I think and this is, I've been hearing this repeatedly, is that the NFL, American football is not the biggest sport in the world. It's soccer. The World Cup. Correct. And we had talked about this a little bit earlier, Tony, is that NFL, the most important color or race in this whole thing for the NFL is green. And it is about becoming more and more, I want to call it worldwide, and how appropriate is, well, let's bring on someone who is American, and he is the most streamed artist over the last year or two. But I think people were angry that, you know, Bad Bunny decided, you know what, I'm not going to be touring in the States. I'm going to build everything.
Correct one word.
and I'm gonna build up everything that's happening in Puerto Rico, and we're gonna build up the community here. I'll be doing my sellout concerts here. I do not want ICE coming and terrorizing my fans. I'm not doing that.
Right. And it wasn't people. It was certain people. So
yeah,
right. It wasn't people. It was certain people. Right. And those certain people didn't have ICE in their neighborhood shooting folks in the back of the head, taking women out the car, kidnapping 6 and 7-year-old children, taking them out of their houses, showing up at, the most disgusting thing I heard was ICE showed up at a Minnesota restaurant. I don't know if you heard this story or not.
okay.
ICE showed up at a Minnesota restaurant. 4 of the guys were hungry, came in. The restaurant owner fed them for free. 2 hours later, they left. 2 hours later, they came back to the restaurant, kicked the door, and arrested everybody in the back. After they was just there 2 hours prior, eating freaking breakfast for free. If that's not a slap in the face, you tell me. So that's why hats go off. I go praise to New York City, Chicago, that told ICE to get out. If you do something, take the mask off. Man, I told you the other day, you and I were talking. New York Police Department was snatching the mask off. Tell them to do something. Touch me. Do anything and watch what happens. It's New York City. Same thing happened in Chicago. And what happened? They pull them out because we don't have an opportunity to stand down on what's right and what's wrong. And this country is going in a situation. But you know what's funny about everything, Val? And for those that's listening, you tell me if Coach Tony's wrong or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like last week here in Nashville, we had a national what, Val? Disaster.
Yep, you sure guys sure did.
Do you think people of Nashville worried about what damn color you were when they needed help? Do you think a man that was freezing on his back porch or on a bench needed some food or a blanket or a place to go and stay? Do you worried about whether he was being rescued by a white gentleman or a black gentleman or something? Hell no. I need help. And what happens is when we have a bad situation and Mother Nature takes over, whether it be a tornado, whether it be a hurricane, whether it need to be a tsunami, whether it need to be a dust storm, whether it need to be an ice storm, snowstorm, whatever it is, flood. When they did that 2 years ago and Kentucky messed up, right? Not once, not twice, but 3 times. 2 tornadoes and 2 floods hit Kentucky. And people were displaced. They needed help, period. So it's always crazy when I see that Mother Nature takes over and it brings people together. Why does Mother Nature have to bring people together to help one another? But once we get back up on our feet, then we separate again because somebody pushes the wrong message. That's what's crazy. And you got this guy who's dealing with music. It wasn't like Val, that'd be different. He brought the Puerto Rican army, right? Or the militia in the town with guns at the Super Bowl. The brother came out and played music. If you don't like the music, then what, Val? Don't walk up in my club.
Exactly. And there's so many other things you can do. And April said, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Well, I want to make sure. I think people were upset. In fact, I know people were upset because he said, before I thank God, I want to, and he won 3 Grammys almost 2 weeks ago. And he said, I want to say ice out. And he just pretty much, that was a statement. People had their pens on that said ice out. People were talking about it. It was all on the red carpet. In his acceptance speech, it's not like he wanted to be political, but here's the thing. Now, I had someone on my timeline explain to me why he had not necessarily dancers, but stunt people on what looks like electrical poles. Tony, do you understand why Bad Bunny was in the weeds looking up at people in electrical poles?
Oh, kind of, because I see him put it out, but I heard the story, but you, go ahead.
So here's the thing. Ever since, we took over down and made Puerto Rico a territory, we literally stripped them of their sugar plantations of the things that's there with them. And what comes with colonization is that you do not help the indigenous people there. You're becoming a colonizer. You just come and you rape the land of everything. And then instead of helping out with, you need to make sure that there's good electricity down there. Two of the people that was on my timeline explained that in Puerto Rico, they have a very bad issue with their electrical grid down there. And what didn't Mr. Dummy that's in the White House, didn't he say something derogatory about Puerto Rico and said this was I think after they either had a storm or something, and he threw bread or something out, like he went down there and he did something.
Yep.
And I've never forgot that. What was that?
Do a loaf of bread.
Yeah. Right. The devastation after the hurricane. Thank you, Jail. I mean, yeah, like that. Why are we not trying to correct the electrical grid? And if you say this is America and Puerto Rico is a part of the Americas, why are we not treating it well instead of trying to colonize it like we did? I didn't know we did this to Hawaii. Hawaii is beautiful. I've been to Maui. I love Hawaii. Have you been to Hawaii?
I've been to Maui. I've been all over. Been to Maui. I've been to Hawaii. And the big, I lost my train of thought now. Big Island, all of that. But here's the thing: what's the one thing that Puerto Rico cannot send to the United States that would hurt us?
Send here and it won't hurt us?
No.
People?
What's the one thing that Puerto Rico cannot send? If Puerto Rico decided not to send this one thing to America, it would hurt. And think about sports.
Sports.
Yep.
Rum? I don't know. What? I don't.
No.
I'm thinking it's not something material. It's something.
Well, it's kind of material. Baseball players.
Oh.
Just as simple. Oh yeah, look at the go pull up the NBL, the National Major League Baseball Association, and the Latinos that are playing in National Baseball. Not only, I'm talking about a lot of these guys, pitchers, hitters, the whole 9 yards, from Sammy Sosa on down. If Latin America pulled out all the people that played baseball would be good, but it would be struggling because they have got the players that we want.
Yeah, and I see that Dave mentioned, what about the Afro Latinos during the program? We definitely saw that. I think this was the dance scene in front of the bodega, and we there were a couple of close-up shots on Afro Latinas. And do you know a lot of the actors and people that we know and love are considered Afro Latina? Who is this? I can't think of his name. I can see his face. He was a host of BET, one of the BET shows. I can't think of his name. And I think he pledged. I don't know if he's Alpha or I forgot what it is. And then there's she won an Oscar. I can't think of her name either. They were all in my head like 5 minutes. Laz Alonso. I'm so sorry. Laz Alonso is Afro Latin. Zoe Zandala is Afro Latin. And I didn't understand that there is interracism between in Puerto Rico between the lighter skin versus the dark complected. I didn't realize that thank you, Jay. She just said Zoe Sandala. Thank you. There's a few others too. There was a wonderful video that came out. I saw, Coach, of Celia Cruz and Patti LaBelle. They was going in. It was wonderful. I was like, oh. But yeah, it was so many wonderful references. And this wedding, Coach, this was a real wedding. I thought these were actors. I had no idea.
Yeah, he gave the dude the ring. He put it right in his hand. That was dope. That was, again, this scheme was dope. He put the ring there. He built up the first 2 acts right into it. It was 3 acts in this show, and people didn't figure it out. He built the first, again, high energy. Second act was the message. Third act was the come down, which he gave the ring to the cat who came out and proposed right there, real live on the set. That was dope. That was dope. Man, think about it. I get married, and you go back from 20 years now, 10 years, and say, man, I got married at the I got proposed at the Super Bowl with Bad Bunny. What?
Bad Bunny. That's right.
Can't beat that with $1 million.
I know. And major congratulations, because I was just thinking to myself, like, that's the other thing is, and I'm trying to find it, and I guess I have it on a different because April's watching, and I was checking this out. Oh, the Boss Brothers are watching. Hey, Boss Brothers, they joined. Auntie Shaky joined us on Instagram. How you guys doing? Oh my goodness. So I'm taking a look here, and I'm looking at Instagram. So there was a young lady that was one of the stunt women that performed at the halftime show about on the power line, and she kind of broke down how that happened. And let me see. I remember sending this I sent it to April earlier today, and I'm looking. Oh, and April sent me a bunch of stuff too. Oh, where is it? I knew I should have bookmarked it. But anyway, yeah, so I'm looking for it. Latino community. Yeah, so April and I sent a bunch of stuff to each other. So I don't think that's it. No. Okay. Yeah, let me see. Oh, these are all of the dancers? Oh my gosh. So April sent this to me. Let me bring it up. So these were all of the performers that were a part of the halftime show. Let me bring it up right now. Oh my goodness. Thanks a lot, April, because she's always sending me good stuff. I think this was What an Evening at the Super Bowl. Massive shout out and congratulations to Team Block and Block Star dancers for their performance in Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show. So those were, and if you notice the mix of different races of Latinos that were performing, I'm just sitting here going, wow. I really like that. Oh, I didn't know St. Martin and St. Martin have been colonized. Good Lord.
Yeah, that's been for a while. That's what I'm saying.
I did not know that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But Coach, if you could compare your biggest takeaway from Kendrick and your biggest takeaway from Bad Bunny, who had the most impactful message between the two artists, or were they just different?
I'm going to say it's Bad Bunny. And here's the reason why. Kendrick, flat out hip hop, right? No excuses, no nothing. With the largest names in the world behind him, Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, right?
Okay.
Hands down. Everyone's not a hip hop liker.
No, they don't.
Genre.
Yeah.
With the Bad Bunny situation, not only was he the #1 artist worldwide right now, but he taps into another market, that Latino market that goes deep. And the Latinos, they'll play on me. See that a damn Mexican dude rolled by me the other day. I'm like, what the hell? Hey, I looked over.
You was jamming though, weren't you?
I turned my music down like this. Okay, I feel you, baby. That. Bad Bunny inside, because think about it like this: Kendrick Lamar is a South California cat, right?
Mm-hmm.
We still got those Hispanics down there in the South Central. You know that railroad. And when you pull up that genre of people, you not only get the Americans that like it, but then you get the music, as you mentioned a moment ago, stretches to the island, right? To the Barbados, to the St. Thomas, St. Croix, Trinidad, and Dominican Republic. You get these, and then you stretch it even further. You get it down to the Belize. You get it down to the Congo. You get it down to Mexico, because they understand it. And it's their own language, but they speaking it. And you capture that audience along with the audience you already have in America. It just double. And then you throw that across the water, and you take the Spanish and you go up in Barcelona, right? Go up in Madrid. You go where they speak that Spanish at. And so that message was resonated worldwide.
Was international. And look what Jaylee said.
Kendrick message meant more to our community. Bad Bunny had a larger, more exactly right. And Jill was correctly right. And that's what I just said a minute ago. Mm-hmm. To Kendrick Lamar, it was a situation that was going on in the United States last year, that we were being beaten, that we were being hit over the head, that we were being knee to the neck. We were being strangled and stress hold. And the young lady that got shot and killed that we talked about, where the police officer came in the house down in Southern Illinois, and then she thought he was going to, look, 140-pound woman going to throw some damn hot water, and you shot in the face 10 times. Come on, man. Stupid stuff like that. And he ended up getting 20 years. We were under pressure last year. Now we're not under pressure no more. Why? Because the 47 got what he wanted. But then he started deporting these Latinos. Then they woke the hell up. Like, oh, wait a minute. I went and gave Val, I gave Val 2 tacos and 2 burritos. And she told me to get out. That didn't make sense. So you got to understand, karma is a what, Val? Karma is a mother.
It will come back on you. Now, one last thing I wanted to show. Let me make sure I bring up the so this is not people that worked on at the Bad Bunny halftime show, and I think there we go. Yeah, that's an interesting shot.
It's the house music, boy. Bang it, Bad Bunny.
Yeah, so I thought this was the other video. I'm so sorry. So Tavon Flows, this is April said she hired him for a Black Lady sketch show. So he's the one that helped with stunt coordination there at the Bad Bunny halftime show, especially with the performers going up the assimilated what do you call that, electrical poles to right. Show that message of the electricity don't really work that well. And I thought there was another young lady that really, she actually explained how the stunt coordination stuff was happening, but I don't see that message. I think I probably I misplaced it, but that's fine, because it was I tagged like 5 or 6 different videos, and I just was saying that I felt very well educated, and I feel like we are being united. April says, "Go stunt team."
Right.
Yeah, we were being well educated with what happened, and for myself, for last year, Kendrick, I felt like that was definitely the message for the African American community, but Bunny's was definitely international, and I think that's what the NFL wanted. That's definitely what the NFL, because isn't the NFL looking to go international with football?
Yeah, because they're trying their best to follow basketball. Basketball is about to be worldwide. They've already got everything set up. That's what I love about, what the basketball is doing, and, and everything. And it's just been, Adam Silverman is just awesome. Barack Obama is the head of the African-American African League, basketball African League, BAL. They're about to Australia. They're about to bring in France. They're about to bring in England. Bring in Spain with Barcelona. And the NBA is about to expand worldwide and become a global league. That you're going to now pretty soon see these NBA teams, middle of the season, Val, go play a game overnight in London. Go play a game overnight in Australia. See the Australian team come here. And basketball is about to become one. So the NFL already knows, you mentioned it earlier, the number one sport worldwide is not American football, but it's feetball and it's soccer. Number two sport worldwide is basketball. And football, American style, is number 3. And it does the numbers because of what we do in America, and it's just gone. But when you look at the money-wise and you follow the money trail, you wait until the NCAA tournament starts here in about 3 weeks. That money trail for the NCAA tournament makes more money than any sport, period. I don't give a damn who you are. Argue with whatever you want to say. Look the numbers up if you want. But the NCAA tournament for 6 or 7 weeks make more money than everybody in Vegas.
So that is something to.
Oh, by the way, you'll find that out, Val, by watching Monday Night Show, because that's the Pull Up Podcast. We talk about that for promotion.
Oh my gosh! Well, Coach, I have to say this has been, I want to say, a fun show. I wanted to get my licks in and talk about a couple of things that made me uncomfortable, but I was like, we gonna lean in and figure it out. If you had an issue with what happened on Sunday, then you need to pick up a book and read about Puerto Rico.
There you go.
Do that. Just do that favor for me, ladies and gentlemen.
Or just pull up on the Puerto Rican clubs, and you get all that in one night.
You can't just do the club thing. You need to do a full education. I think there's too much ignorance about our history, and that's why a lot of I got to use better words. A lot of things are happening right now because the ignorance of history is not is relevant, is prevalent right now. If you don't know about Afro,
now you know.
Yeah, if you don't know, now you know. But after all of this fire for this Super Bowl halftime show, I think learning Spanish, learning more about Puerto Rico and how they became a U.S. territory, who was the country that was initially in Puerto Rico before us, learning more and more about just things outside of ourselves. Tomorrow, I have a special edition of the Interludes podcast. This is a rap artist. He's professionally known to me as Adolphus Maples, and he has a wonderful
Danger Mouth,
but he's known as Danger Mouth. He did a remix of the Aaliyah song "Are You That Somebody," and that blew up real big.
Man, you got to let me check that out. I have to put that on the table. We DJ.
Yeah, so that's that's right. He's a DJ too. So that's going to be premiering on tomorrow on YouTube at about 4:30. Let me make sure I take out the comments. 4:30 Eastern, 3:30 Central, and out by you, April, that'll be coming on around lunchtime, 1:30 your time. So I'm going to be premiering that. And at midnight, it'll be on Spotify. So I want you guys to go ahead and check it on out, and you will meet and learn about Danger Mouth. Coach Tony, please go ahead and scan the QR code and learn a little bit more about Coach Tony. I need more pictures, man. People love you. People love you.
I appreciate it. And speaking of love, if you got an opportunity, you want to hang out with Coach Tony for a quick hour or so, hour to hour and a half, we're going to be pulling up on another edition of the 4th season of the Coach Tony Fan Appreciation Show. And Val, I cannot wait for that. And I've already got a few people locked and loaded. But if you want to be considered, and by the way, April, Gia, y'all talking crazy. I need a couple women on the show. You know what I mean? I need a couple women that know they sports thing. I need them on the show that night. So let me know. Pull up on me. And if you want to connect directly to me, hit me on the gram at the Pull Up Podcast Show. You'll get
That's right. So we'll be wrapping up the 4th season of the Pull Up Podcast Show at the end of the month. We wrapping up Black History Month.
I kid you with Black Tony, you know what I'm saying? The Black Coach, I feel you.
We'll be definitely doing that. And of course, thank you so much for this again, Mr. Springer. Please, if you haven't picked up a copy of A DJ Saved My Life, please do so at purelighthousmedia.com/shop. It is not on sale right now. It is selling for the original price. I have to drop the price again, Coach, for the Black History Month special. I got to run another special to the end of the month. So we got to drop it. So at midnight, the price drops. You guys can go ahead and check it on out. Thank you so very much. And then, of course, patreon.com/interludes, Purple Diaries and all. Join patreon.com/interludes for free. It's free, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful thing. It's free.
Man, we don't get free too much. Y'all better wake up.
Oh, Coach. Oh, man. So, in the immortal words of Delarice, no, I'm not going to do that.
Not that. If you can't get the entire, now I got to.
If you haven't had a good time, I hope you have. And of course, invite some friends. And
I'm always having a good time with y'all, man. But I'm just saying, make sure y'all pull up on Mondays. For real. You want to act crazy? You want to really talk some stuff? We on the sport, we act a fool. On Monday nights, get at me. Pull up on me on the Pull Up Podcast Show. Pull up.
Which is wonderful. That's right. But it's time for us to do, Coach. Peace. Woohoo!